The world we believe we know might just be a grand illusion. Over the past 5 years, modern science has fallen silent before this tragedy, leaving us face to face with inexplicable terror. 3,800 meters below, where no light reaches, human ambition and secrets lie buried together. This was no mere accident.
The U.S. Coast Guard announced on the 22nd that all 5
tragedy.
occupants of the deep-sea submarine
An
Titan
unheard
operated
scream
for tourists wishing
resonated
to
in
see
a
the wreck
place where
of
no
the
one
Titanic
could
passenger
listen.
ship that sank 111
Titan,
years ago.
we
are
trace the
presumed dead.
truth behind those final 2 seconds. June 18, 2023, Newfoundland Harbor. Explorers who grabbed $250,000 tickets per person have gathered. It was the beginning of a lethal gamble where wealth met curiosity. Titanium bolts, which can only be opened from the outside, were tightened one by one. A steel chamber with no exit. CEO Stockton Rush was confident. Safety is the enemy of innovation. But that door soon became their tomb. The descent begins. As the sun vanishes beyond the horizon, the submersible slides into the midnight zone, the realm where light dies. There is no turning back now. Passing 3,000 meters, the internal temperature plummets. Through the narrow porthole, there is nothing but infinite darkness. Amidst the heavy breathing of the passengers, invisible cracks were already tearing the hull apart. Countless warnings had long been buried. The final text communication with the mothership was severed. Every signal vanished. The 1 hour and 45 minutes on the surface were the final moments of eternity for them. 0.02 seconds. It was over before the human brain could even process the pain. 400 atmospheres of pressure crushed the vessel instantly. In that flash, they became light. No explosion, no screams. Only marine snow remains to prove they ever existed. The sea became calm. It swallowed the secrets. Only echoes remain. A missing persons report was filed, and the world held its breath. 96 hours of oxygen remaining. The world hoped for a miracle. A desperate search mission unfolded. But the abyss did not respond. Just as hope was turning into despair, a bizarre sound was heard. A rhythmic banging at 30-minute intervals. This sound, captured by the sonar net, was no mechanical noise. Experts were horrified.
It is theoretically impossible.
At a time when everyone should have been dead, who on earth was hitting the wall? A distress signal heard after death. Modern science cannot explain this phenomenon. Was it an echo of a soul pleading for rescue, or the ocean's cruel mockery? The recovered white fragments are the miserable remains of human greed. What we salvaged from the bottom of the ocean was, ultimately, our own arrogance. For those left behind, only tears remain. Now, at a depth of 3,800 meters in the North Atlantic, 2 tragedies overlap. The Titanic from 111 years ago and the Titan that went to sea her. The sea now holds the secrets of two tombs together. Why did we strive to go so deep? The answer remains in that profound darkness. The abyss swallowed the secrets, and we only remember the echoes